Hey everybody, welcome back. Thank you guys for returning. We just got done ranking the top 10 WNBA players, and we're now going to be moving on to the top 10 women's goal scorers in Olympic history. Before we do that, I just wanted to remind you guys to like and follow the show. Also, you can become a part of our show by tipping and donating. Your support means a lot for us. Also, we do get a number of questions that come in from viewers during the show. So use the link gsmcpodcast.net to get your questions on the top so that I can see them. Also, we do really appreciate the support. Also, make sure you guys stay tuned for the end because we have an interesting segment coming up at the end where we're going to be talking about a controversy with penalties in the CrossFit quarterfinals, and we'll be answering the question, why are Paige Powers and Sydney Walls not going to the semifinals? Okay, now that we got that out of the way, we're going to be starting by talking about soccer. I feel like a lot of times women's soccer does not get much attention. In a way, in the Olympics, it kind of gets overlooked a lot. So I just wanted to bring out the top 10 goal scorers before the Olympics start, so we all know who the top goal scorers are. A lot of them are not a shocker. If you do keep updated with women's soccer, this will not be a shocker to you. Okay, so we are just gonna get started, and we're gonna go backwards with number 10 because I think you'll be impressed with number 1. At 10, we have a big tie with 6 goals. Ellen White from Great Britain, Lotta Schellin from Sweden, Alex Morgan from the US, and Barbara Banda from Zambia. Let's break down all these player legacies. Barbara Banda was Zambia's captain in 2020 Olympic Games, which was the first time her country actually played in a major tournament. She scored a hat trick against the Netherlands in their first game, but her side ended up losing 10-3, so she was the only one on her team that scored, and she scored all 3 goals, so super impressive. And then she scored another hat trick as Zambia drew 4-4 with China in their second game. Branda currently plays for the Atlanta Pride in the National Women's Soccer League, so it's good to see that she is still playing soccer before the Olympics begin. Next, I really hope that everyone has heard of Alex Morgan. She is such an idol to so many young female soccer players out there. Obviously, she's known for amazing soccer skills as a striker or forward, whatever you want to call it. I personally call it a striker, but people call it different things. We're going to call her a striker. So she's an amazing striker, as we know. But I think what she's known for the most is her headbands, to be honest. I'm pretty sure it's out of Pink Sports pre-wrap, if you guys can see in the picture. When you search her name, there's legit YouTube video tutorials that come up on how to do her signature headband. I think it's pretty funny. I don't know, just a random thought. But anyway, back to soccer. Alex Morgan played an influential role in the U.S.'s 4-3 win over Canada in the semifinals of the 2012 Olympics. She scored the winning goal in extra time, and the U.S. then went on to beat Japan 2-1 in the final. Then in 2016, Morgan scored a goal in the quarterfinals against Sweden, but the game ended up in a tie 1-1. The U.S. ended up losing that game because they lost during the penalties, which was afterwards. At the 2020 games, Morgan's side lost 1-0 to Canada in the semifinals. However, they still won bronze after beating Australia in the match for 3rd place. Morgan is still technically on the U.S. international team and has a record of 123 goals in 223 games, which is absolutely insane. Right now, she is playing for the San Diego Wave in the National Women's Soccer League. Next, we have Lotta Schellin, who played in 4 Olympic Games for Sweden and scored 6 goals in the process. Her first competition was in 2004, where her side lost 1-0 to Germany in the bronze medal match. Her side was again beaten by Germany in the quarterfinals of the 2008 Olympics, and then in 2012, Sweden was again defeated in the quarterfinal stage, this time by France. Schellin finally got her hands on a medal in 2016 when she won silver with her Sweden side losing to Germany once again in the final. The last person we're talking about with a total of 6 goals is Ellen White. Ellen White played in 2 Olympic Games for Great Britain and scored 6 goals, as I said. Her first tournament was in 2012, which her country actually was hosting. However, Great Britain ended up being eliminated in the quarterfinals by Canada. Whiteside made it to the quarterfinals again in the 2020 games. Despite White scoring a hat trick, Great Britain was edged out 4-3 by Australia. She retired from soccer after winning the European Championships with England in 2022, which is unfortunate because she was very fun to watch. Next, we have 7 goals, and we have a 3-way tie here, so, buckle your seatbelts. Stina Blackstenius from Sweden, Melissa Tancredi from Canada, and Sam Kerr from Australia are all tied at 7 goals. Stina Blackstenius has played in 2 Olympic Games for Sweden and won silver medals both times. Wow, that was like a lot of words starting with S at one point. That was really confusing. She won silver medals both times playing in both Olympic Games. In 2016, she scored in the final against Germany, but her side went on to lose 2-1. At the 2020 game, she scored in the gold medal match, but Sweden was defeated by Canada on penalties. She still plays for Sweden and Arsenal in the Women's Super League, though. And then Melissa Tancredi competed in 3 Olympic Games for Canada and won 2 bronze medals. Her first tournament was the 2008 Games, but her side was defeated in the end by the US in the quarterfinals. In 2012, Canada was again defeated by the US, this time in the semifinals. However, they went on to beat France 1-0 in the bronze medal match. Tancredi helped Canada win another bronze medal in 2016, where they beat Brazil in the match for 3rd place. They had lost to Germany, however, in the semifinals. And then lastly, Sam Kerr has played in just 1 Olympic game so far, but scored 7 goals as Australia made it to the semifinals. Australia went out to Sweden in a match where Kerr had a goal that was ruled out. There was controversy surrounding that goal, which happens a lot in soccer, especially at high competition games with offsides. But other than that, Kerr then scored in the bronze medal match, but her side ended up losing 4-3 to the US. Moving on to 8 goals, we have Pratinha from Brazil. Pratinha won 2 silver medals with Brazil at the Olympics. In 2004, she scored in the final against the US, but her side went on to lose 2-1, unfortunately. Then in 2008, she was part of the side that was again defeated by the US in the gold medal match. She played 68 times for Brazil and scored 42 goals. That's like insane. 68 times, like 68 games and 42 goals. That's crazy. Her club sides include Vasco da Gama, Washington Freedom, and the San Jose Cyber Rays. She is actually so fun to watch because she is so fast. It's insane how fast she is. It's insane. I wish I could show a video of her getting from across the field and back because she's so quick. Next, we have Abby Wambach on the U.S. team who has scored a total of 9 goals. Wambach competed in both the 2004 and 2012 Olympics and won gold medals in both of these. In the 2004 edition, she scored an amazing header in the 112th minute to give the U.S. a 2-1 win over Brazil. She missed out on playing at the 2008 Olympics, unfortunately, because of a broken leg. However, she was back to her best for the 2012 tournament, where she scored in every game except the final, where the U.S. defeated Japan 2-1. Next, we have a 3-way tie at 10 goals. Vivianne Miedema from the Netherlands, her goals came in at just 4 matches at the 2020 Olympics. In Japan, Miedema scored 4 goals against Zambia, and then in the quarterfinal against the U.S., she scored 2 goals. The game against the U.S. finished 2-2, but the Netherlands lost on penalties, with Miedema's shot for the penalty being saved. And then Carly Lloyd also stands at a total of 10 goals as well. Carly Lloyd is one of the most successful players in U.S. soccer history. She scored the game-winning goals in the finals of both the 2008 and 2012 Olympics. In extra time in the 2008 final, Lloyd won the game 1-0 for the U.S. Then in 2012, she scored in a 2-1 win over Japan in the final. Lloyd also won bronze at the 2020 Olympics when she scored twice in a 4-3 win over Australia. Then we have Birgit Prinz from Germany with 10 goals as well. She won 3 bronze medals with Germany at the Olympics and is joint 4th in the goal scorers tally with 10 goals. Her side ended up losing to Norway in the semifinals of the tournament in 2000, but did defeat Brazil 2-0 in the final. In 2004, Germany lost to the US in the semifinals, but they ended up claiming bronze after defeating Sweden 1-0 in the final. Prince made it a hat trick of bronze medals as they defeated Japan 2-0 in the match for third place. They had been defeated 4-1 by Brazil in the semifinals, and Prince is now retired from soccer but continues to work on the sport since she is currently a sports psychologist. Christine Sinclair from Canada has a total of 12 goals. At the 2008 tournament, her Canadian side lost to the US 2-1 in the quarterfinals. Sinclair got Canada's goal in this, and the US was supposed to be Canada's nemesis at the 2012 games. Despite Sinclair scoring a hat trick, they did lose 4-3 to the US. Canada did go on to win bronze as they beat France in the match for third place. Sinclair was also the top goal scorer at the games with 6 goals. In the semifinals of 2016 competition, Canada lost to Germany, but again won bronze after defeating Brazil. Sinclair scored the winning goal in that game as well. And then at the 2020 Olympics, Canada finally won gold as they defeated the US in the semifinals before beating Sweden on penalties in the final. Sinclair has now retired after playing for so many years from international soccer with a record of 190 goals and 331 games. However, she does continue to start for the Portland Thorns, so she's still out there playing soccer, just not in the international level. Next, Marta from Brazil has a total of 13 goals. Marta is thought of as being one of the best female players of all time, and I completely agree with that. She has been Christiane's strike partner, and they both won silver medals in 2004 and 2008. And I also will cover Christiane from Brazil after this. Marta is the all-time top goal scorer for Brazil, having scored a total of 116 times in 175 games. Marta still plays club soccer with Orlando Pride of the NWSL, and she has previously represented teams including Rosengard, Santos, Vasco da Gama, and Los Angeles Sol. Lastly, Christiane from Brazil is at first place with a total of 14 goals. Christiane tops this list with 14 goals across 4 Olympics. However, she has never won the tournament but has 2 silver medals from 2004 and 2008 games. In 2004, her Brazil side lost in the final to the US 2-1, and then in 2008 they were again defeated by the US in the gold medal match, this time by the score of 1-0. So, now that we got through that, we're going to transition to talking about the Cognizant Founders Cup updates. Before we do so, we are going to be taking another short break, so I will see you guys really, really soon.